Lesson 6. Are you ready? Let's do restarts. So I'm just going to put a mesh in here. Let's just do a cone. So we'll say this cone is my restart object. So let's go for the cone. Let's go add some logic bricks to that. So I want to add a sensor and we'll say collision and add an and add an actuator for the scene. So let's so collision, and let's touch those. Let's connect. And on the scene, we're going to do restart. Let's see if that works. So let's run into it. Okay, so when it hits our cone, it restarts back to the beginning. Very cool. So you can have different rules in your game. If you hit certain elements, it's a penalty, restarts, or it goes back to a certain location. For this one, what I want you to do is I want you to create me a maze game. So some sort of maze where I have different items that I have to avoid. So let's say, for instance, I just have a bunch of walls in here. Let's resize this. Yeah, I can make that wall pretty big. And what? I just went to wireframe. Okay. So I don't want to go along that. I want to go along the Y. No, I want to go along the X. There, I want it long. So put some walls in, right? Ooh, and I have this one. So I'm just going to duplicate that, and I'm going to put it over here. So now I have two walls. Ooh, but that hides my light. So these are just different elements that you got to mess with. I'm going to move my light up. Let's look at this. Okay, so just a simple little maze game. I got to go around these monkeys. I got to get to the other side. But if I hit that, I go back to the beginning. Okay? But I'm looking for certain elements, certain things. You can't just make some easy little simple maze like I have here. I want you to go a little bit above and beyond what I have here using your restarts. Okay? Oh, and the restart doesn't have to be necessarily on collision. So if you let's go back and let's add another sensor, but let's do a keyboard. And then on the keyboard, let's say the letter R. Okay? And add a controller and add a scene actuator. And let's connect them. So now when I go in and if I hit play and then I go, let's say I get stuck in a location and then I just hit R, it restarts me automatically. But for lesson 6, for this maze, you need at least 3 restart objects. You need 3 floor angles and 1 jump object. So, let's say in here I put in I don't know, I have this cone that I have to jump over, or I have these monkeys that if I hit, they restart. Those would suffice for that. So to show you an example, here's an example. Okay, you see the red at the bottom. You haven't done color yet, so you don't have to worry about that. But let's move this up. Okay, so when I hit play, so he put automatic rotation in there. You don't have to do this, but notice these cones here, they're restarts, and then these red pieces, that's actually the floor that he did. Okay, so when you fall down, you hit that floor. But he also has different floor angles. You can kind of see right here. Let me move this wall out of the way. All right, so you have to kind of, this is a ramp where you have to get going, and you gotta go up the ramp and then jump onto this platform and this platform. So he's got lots of different elements in this one. Okay, and if he falls through, he made this plane down here. He just figured out how to do the color first. You don't have to worry about the color. So if I hit play, see, I took that wall away. I run into this. So that would be one restart object. You have to have three. I come ahead but I jump it. So that's a jump object. Okay. This is one example. Let's show you another one. So here's an example where his entire floor, he just put a plane down there, and if you fall down onto the plane, it restarts. But also, you got to go around these walls. Of course, you can cheat and just jump those walls. How do you fix that? Well, you make your walls really high, or you just put a plane on top and make it a restart. So you notice when I hit that, that restarted me. He's got 3 cones in here that are restarts. Now you have a bridge here that is an angle. You have to have 3 floor angles, different floor angles, so it's not just one flat. He's got 3. He's got one that goes down and then it comes back up, so that's, my ball's going to react differently. And then of course it has another down angle where you got to try to, obviously you're trying to jump into these rings. So you have to have 3 objects that will restart your game. You have to have 1 object that you must jump in order to move along throughout your game, and then you must have 3 different floor edits where you're editing the angle of the floor, which is going to have effect on your ball. And then once you finish that, and that takes you a while, you're going to do lesson 6B, which is another maze. Okay, let's look at this. This is another example. So he's got moving objects, automatic, they're just rotating. Let's move this. So he put this top here, this plane, he put that on top and made it a restart, so you couldn't just simply jump over the walls. Otherwise you can cheat and just jump over the walls. So what he did, and he made his, okay, so it's way down here. So in lesson 6B, what you need to do is on 6B, all the walls have to be restarts. So it's the same as 6, but it has to be a completely different game. So you have to have 3 objects that will restart the game, and I'm fairly certain that these little rotating things for him are restarting. So he's got more than 3. So let's say you put 3 cones out there. You have to have a jump object, so something that you have to jump over. And his is right here. And then you have to have a pitfall. So what he did is he put a pitfall here, and if you fall through this, it's like falling in a pit, and it's going to restart you. So he has a plane way down below, so if you do fall through, it'll eventually stop. So that would be another restart object. Okay, let me write that on here. It's what you need. So for lesson 6, for lesson 6B, the maze, you need 3 restarts. You need 3 floor angles again, and remember this has to be a completely different maze than what you had before. You need to have 1 jump object, that's the same. One object that you need to jump, or a bridge that you need to jump. You need to be able to use the jump function, okay? And then you need to create 1 hole or pitfall. So when it falls through, it's going to restart. Maybe it falls down and you have some spikes down there, okay? And then the big thing is all your walls are restarts, okay? So not only does, he's got different elements in here that will restart his game, like these little walls here that rotate. All his walls are also restart objects, and that's for 6B. So lesson 6, you just need the 3 restarts, the 3 floor angles, and 1 jump object. But lesson 6B, a completely different game, and then you need to add these elements. Okay? Good luck.